How can companies save time and money while developing innovative products? One answer is by paying attention to toxicity, the toxicity of the raw material being used, potential toxicity in the lab, the generation of toxic waste, and the toxic effect of the product on people's health and the environment during the product's lifespan. There is a new U.S. law passed in 2020, the Sustainable Chemistry Research and Development Act. This law aims to support American manufacturing while also protecting human health and the environment. Senator Chris Coons was one of the law's driving forces. Here's how he describes its value.
And it'll make significant progress in coordinating research at the federal, academic, and private sector levels all around sustainable chemistry. What's that mean? Well, for a century, chemistry was principally focused on producing products, regardless of whether or not the reagents used or the catalysts used were toxic or consumed a lot of water and energy. Starting several decades ago, academic researchers started identifying ways that chemistry could produce the same products, but with a lighter environmental footprint, with catalysts that were less toxic, with less energy, or with less water. So this bill, as it's signed into law, will begin tighter and better coordination between private sector innovation, academic research, and federally funded work. This is going to help human health, it's going to help the competitiveness of our economy, and most importantly, it's going to help our environment.
Here are more insights about green chemistry from Dr. David Constable, Science Director at the American Chemical Society's Green Chemistry Institute.
To some people, toxicity is the whole reason for green chemistry, okay? But it's arguably just one aspect of green chemistry. It does play a central role in green chemistry, and the reason is because the world relies on a variety of chemicals to make stuff. And most of the chemicals that we rely on to make those things will kill you fast or kill you slow. And so green chemistry is trying to get people to think about innovation and developing new ways to make things that don't have a toxic effect either on humans or the environment. So, in designing a new chemical, the first thing that a chemist should do is to do a virtual evaluation of that chemical. So there are methodologies to assess toxicity in silico in a computer. The difficulty is that with a new compound, you don't know what the tox effects are. So you have to rely on in silico methods to understand potential issues. So you will do a screen and you will look at, ecotox effects, for example, and you'll compute, fathead minnow value or daphnia or algae for environmental. And then for human, you will look at certain physical chemical parameters, and then you'll also look at predictions of, maybe a rat model or something like that. That will steer them clear in most cases of major toxicity issues, right? And then when they start making that compound and they'll test the performance of that compound, they'll want to revisit the toxicity as it moves closer to commercializing the compound. You actually have to provide data to an agency like the US EPA under regulations called TSCA, and there's a variety of tests that you have to do for evaluating human toxicity and ecotoxicity.
How can scientists apply these insights towards sustainable product development? This is where the ViridisChem chemical analyzer provides the most value. The tool helps scientists understand the toxicity of the target chemical even before they synthesize it, and if needed, find a less toxic analog. And when they are ready to prepare the chemical, they can select the least toxic starting materials and minimize the resulting toxic waste. By utilizing the advanced search capabilities, scientists can select the best chemicals to use based on the specific reaction needs while defining product development. They can optimize processes early and avoid expensive re-engineering costs. Health and safety departments can also easily produce content-rich SDS, safety data sheets. Here's to innovation, a greener future, and saving time and money with ViridisChem Chemical Analyzer.